hope you're all having a good time running, and well, you're obviously here to learn more about running. So today I'm going to take you through how I connect my watch, which is the Garmin 735 XT, to the online running platform Zwift. Now, it is kind of complicated, and in the way that on the running thing, on Zwift, you run in a virtual world around random different routes. There's a couple of UK based locations. You can run in Yorkshire, you can also run in London. They've just made a new France and Paris map, and then most of their areas that you can run in are in their own little world called Watopia. And there's loads of different places you can run. There's a trail run, all these various different things. If you have a smart treadmill, you're probably already completely one step ahead of me, because most smart treadmills can transmit your speed straight through Bluetooth onto Zwift, and that you don't really have to worry about anything. But if you're like me and you don't have a smart treadmill, you just have a basic treadmill that has a bit of speed in it and works for you, then you might need this. So the first issue with the 735 XT is that it is not a Bluetooth device. So this means that you can't connect it with anything really. You can pretty much connect it to its accessories, which are normally a heart rate monitor, and you can also get it onto a Footpod. So I have the little Garmin Footpod, which just straps onto my shoes. Looks like this. It's two pieces. You put one underneath your laces and you put the other one in and snap it nice and tight, and that's it. It's done. It's got a pretty long life in the battery, and this just connects to my watch. And here's how you get that to connect to your watch. So you want to go into your activities. Mine's already up on Treadmill. And then you want to go into your menu, choose settings, which is right at the bottom. From there, go to sensors and accessories, and you can add a new one. Because I've already got a Footpod on here, it won't let me add another one. So then I can choose to connect it to the Footpod. I can also turn that off, so if I am going outside and I don't want it on, I can turn that off. So for you guys, if you are adding a new one, you can then choose what device it is. If you want it to specifically look for a certain type of device. For us, you're using a Footpod, so you want to just click on Footpod, and then it will search for a new one. Mine already has one on here, so it won't let me add another one at the moment. And it will give you kind of hints to try and get it connected as well. So let's go back. So then once that's connected, you want it on and registered and powered up. Now that that's connected, that's step number one. So now you've got that, you can set up your own little treadmill profile on your watch, so that when you're running, it's not taking your GPS. You want your speed and cadence to come from this and not your GPS. If your GPS is on, it goes a little bit crazy, is what I found anyway when I first set it up. So you want to make a profile. I've made one that just says treadmill, and it has no sensor, no GPS sensing. Alright, that's step one. So now you've got your Footpod and your watch. You can run on the treadmill, and you've still got all your stats, and they upload to your Garmin Connect, and then they can go to Strava or whatever app you use to keep track of that. But then the fun part comes in. So in order to get onto Zwift, first of all, you need to download Zwift. You can get this on quite a few different platforms. You can get it on your phones, you can get it on tablets. I use it on a computer because of another step I need to do. Because this is not Bluetooth, it won't connect with either a tablet or a phone. I've tried both, and honestly it just won't work. So I need to use it on, what I use is a really old MacBook, and I have it up on here. Yeah, and pretty much all this gets used for now is just Zwift. Obviously, laptops and things like that, they are not natively an ANT+ sensor. So you then need to get this. So you need this little tiny chip which plugs into your USB, and this becomes an ANT+ sensor for your laptops or your computers or however you're running Zwift. I've found that even tablets that have a USB port or that you can make into a USB port still won't accept this. So do look out for that. If you want to run it on a tablet, you might need to just like not connect it to your watch because it might not work. So I also have this extender. This came with the ANT+ sensor, and it's actually really useful because it means that I can lay this down right next to the treadmill, and it will always pick me up. Well, I say always, but it sort of drops out every so often. So I then plug this end in, and then I've got all this length to play with. Yeah, it's especially useful when I'm doing cycling. So that is your basic setup that you need. Then we need to go into the Zwift app and connect you up that way. So let's do that, shall we? Alright, so once you are sorted, you've got your Footpod connected and your Garmin, you're going to want to find Zwift on your device. So for me, I've put it down on my down bar. So I've got Zwift here, I've just clicked on it, and now I've already got an account, so I'm already signed in. You can also change the user and then log in again. So you might want to, for running at the moment, it's completely free. So you can make your own account, like a little trial account, and then go from there. So let's remember my password. All right, we're back in. So you then want to go, let's go. And it will connect, it will do a lot of loading. That's the one thing, initially it does load quite a lot. So if you have planned a group run on Zwift, which you can actually do, leave a little bit of time. And then it goes down and then it opens its own little Zwift app. And eventually that will pop back up. Alright, so now it's logging me in. So here at the top, can you see that? Is where it tells you what it's looking for. So it's looking for a Bluetooth device. Because I don't set it up via Bluetooth, I want this ANT+ to be flashing and doing exactly the same thing. So it currently has a little like exclamation mark, and that's because I haven't plugged it in. So I'm just going to grab this little bit and put it over into my USB. And then it will do exactly the same thing. So now it's also pulsing in the corner, which means I'm good to go. So initially you're going to want to search. You're going to want to turn on your Footpod. Just give it a little shake or a little walk around. It will find it and you want to pair it with that. So you'll click on it and it will pair. Because of the way this one does its Footpod duties, it also gives the run speed. So it automatically does that. You need to have run speed in order to do Zwift. So the top is what's needed and the bottom is what's optional. So then moving on. If you want to connect your heart rate, this is where you have to do one more thing on your watch. So you're going to want to go into your menu, activity menu again, go down to menu, go back onto the settings that we went to before, and this time you want to stay on heart rate monitor. Here you want it on and you want it to broadcast, so usually this is off, but for this instant we want it on auto connect, and then go back into the activity, and as you can see, that's that middle icon there with the heart. That means it's broadcasting my heart rate. And Zwift's already picked that up but you would go into the pair menu again and search for it. All right, so okay. This is your main login zone for Zwift. Once you've picked all of these settings, we'll go through them again. Well, we'll go through them in a little bit. You'll just click on your play button on your watch. You'll start your activity, do your run, lap as normal if you want to, and then stop your run. And you'll do the same on Zwift. So you'll run and you'll end your run. So if I just go through that, so you'll run it. You'll then be transported to whichever place in Zwift you've chosen. As I said, the loading time is a bit long to start with. I think primarily because this is an old computer, but also just in general, it's got a lot to load. And then once you're in, it doesn't load at all. So yeah, you run and then, let's see, let's make it jog. See if I can do it. There we are. So it's jogging. Even though I'm not actually jogging, it's giving me my pace, all of my little bits like that. Right. And then once you're done, you're going to click on this menu button and end your run. All right. So because I don't want that run, I'm just going to delete it. And Zwift can also automatically send everything to Strava. So sometimes I'm running in New York, sometimes I'm running wherever else there is to run, basically. All right, so we're back in to the main menu of Zwift. This bit in the corner here is not normally here actually. It's actually only here at the moment because they've got a few little academies for you to try and join in with. So the first one, this yellow one, is a academy run, so Zwift Academy run, and you've got 8 workouts to get through and 2 kind of group runs / races for you to join in with. And that eventually you'll get a whole Zwift Academy kit for your in-game character and all of those other things. The second one is a blue one, and that's Tri. So that's a Zwift Tri Academy, so you can do a mixture of both cycling and running. They do also have a third one, which is Zwift Academy Bike. Actually, I think it's called Ride. But I'm not doing that one. 2's more than plenty. I've not even started the Tri one yet. Nearly halfway through of this one. Then up here, you've got World Choice. So every day, there is a timetable of what world you can run in. Each day is the same 3 worlds are there, but tomorrow it'll be different. And there's a calendar here in the very, very corner that shows you which worlds are available when. So Watopia is always available. That's now their kind of main hub. You can always access regardless of what day it is. The next 2 are special worlds, so they're guest worlds, and they change daily. So today it's Yorkshire and Innsbruck. So they've got a few different courses in each of these of different lengths. So I normally put them to distance and decide how long I'm kind of running and choose one that's fairly similar. So I might just want to run 3K today, so I might choose that one. There is also ways that you can use a secondary app to control where you're going. I found that using the companion app isn't amazing for running because you are running. It's quite hard to use your phone at the same time. So I tend to just choose a route and stick with it. This morning I used this one when I went on my run. Any elevation that it gives, obviously you're on a treadmill, so you're not actually doing that 1,760 meters of elevation. You can if you want to. You just have to change your incline on your treadmill, but it's for the bikes and the riders that will come into play. So then going down, you've got your run type. So if you just want to run, that's fine. You can just not put on a workout and you can just run and choose your own pace. Or you can go to training and you can choose one of their runs. So at the moment I'm doing Zwift Academy 2020, and I did this one this morning. And then if you keep going down, you get all the different ones that they've got. So I've got all of these to go. So yeah, that's going to be fun, maybe. They do have a section for less than an hour or less than 30 minutes. If you just want to do like a little bit here and there, they've got some here to get you going. They've got a few plans as well. I don't think I've actually followed any of these. Mainly because I'm not that committed to treadmill running. So I don't really want to be running on it 3 times a day. 3 times a week. A day would be quite a lot, wouldn't it? You can also change your paces for any of the stats they've got. So this 25:38 was set on the treadmill, I believe, and then it's changed all of these settings based on this one, and that sets up what speed you're going for here. But again, but again, if you have the companion app, when you're in a workout and you think, oh, it's not quite hard enough for me, there's a little dial on there where you can change it so it is just doing it. So it's doing it at like 105% or something like that. Alright, so that is workouts and plans complete. Moving down, this just tells you what's connected and what's not. So if your Garmin Footpod's just connected and then you decide, oh, you want to use something else, you click on this and you go back into the menu and you can change it. Right. In this top corner here, you've got all the group runs that are going on today. So in 10 minutes, there's going to be Zwift Academy run workout 3, and you can choose to join that. If you join a group run, it will take you to whatever map you've chosen here, and then it will come up in the corner asking you if you want to join that group run now. If you click yes, it will then take you to kind of like a waiting area, so just to hold you, and then eventually the kind of like the start line will open up and you'll be able to run. Right. You can join some of them late, so this group run 5k has started, but you're still able to join it. Not all of them are like that, but just some of them. And scrolling down. So the main thing I use the companion app for is for group runs, because it gives you quite a nice calendar that you can then pick and choose which ones you want to go to. And down here it tells you who else is kind of about and doing stuff. So if you've got friends that are on Zwift, they'll come up first in a slightly different colour. So you can click on them and you can choose to run next to them. But you don't have to, you can run on your own if you want. Okay, most of them are cyclists though. So as you can see right now, there's just over 10,000 people. No, just under 10,000 people running on Zwift or cycling, which is pretty impressive. You can add a weekly goal down in the corner here. Mine is at 15k at the moment. I might change it, who knows? I've already done 6 of them. And you can edit that to be a monthly goal or a distance goal. Okay. Won't let me not add anything. There we are. So that's how to set up your Garmin 735 XT to be able to run on Zwift. I actually really enjoy doing workouts on Zwift because I find that I actually get them done. Sometimes when I'm outside I just don't really hit the right pace, but if I'm on the treadmill, like I set the treadmill to that pace and I kind of have to stick to it, if not I'm going to fall off the treadmill. And yeah, it just gives you like a nice little rolling view of what's happening. So you're actually running somewhere in the world and you can see all the like trees and the houses kind of go past you on your run. It gives you a nice kind of social aspect as well, because you've got other runners and cyclists around at the same time. They have a feature where you can give people like a thumbs up as well, if you think that they're doing quite well. So yeah, you can get cheered on by everyone else, which is great. I'll insert a few little like screenshots that I've taken on some of my runs, because I'm fully aware that I haven't shown me running on it, mainly because I can't get good footage of me on the treadmill, which you might have found out if you saw any of my treadmill videos recently. But hopefully that helps anyone with a Garmin that doesn't connect via Bluetooth. They have just updated some of their newer models so that you can just connect via Bluetooth, which is quite a lot easier. But this is the setup I've got. I like my Garmin watch. Probably not going to buy a new one until, well, I have the money to buy a new one. And the expense really is quite a lot for a watch, isn't it? But this one, had it about 2-3 years now. Still going fine. It's still working. All right. If you've got any good things to do on Zwift, do let me know down in the comments. And what's your favourite thing at the moment about Zwift? Do you think it's going to help you with your running on your treadmill? Or do you think you're going to give it a miss? What do you reckon? Hey? Don't forget to subscribe as well.